In this video, we're going to talk about if statements. So if statements are the first piece of logic that we're going to include in our code, and let's talk about what it does. So an if statement is a conditional statement that performs code when found true. And how does it look like? It's really simple. We have an if keyword right here, and then we open up brackets, and then we put inside a boolean value, and when this boolean is true, then we're going to execute this piece of code that's inside these two brackets. So let's jump to our code and let's just use it so it's more easy to understand. So we delete the code that we have here before. Don't worry, you can look it back up when you want to. And I'm going to start with two numbers. Int a is 5 again, and int b is 4. Now I'm going to say that if a is the same as b, b is going to be b plus 1. And we're going to print out b. So what do you think that it's going to print out? If you walk through it from top to bottom, it's going to say int a is 5, int b is 4. If a is the same as b, which is not the case, then we're going to skip this code and then we're going to print out b, which will be 4. Let's run it. And as you can see, it's 4. If I change this up and I say it's not the same and I run it, then it will execute this piece of code, which will say that b is b plus 1. So b is 4 plus 1, which will be 5. If I now run it, then you can see that it's 5. Let's say that we want to check that a is not the same as b, and at the same time we want to make sure that b is lower than a, otherwise we won't run this code. And what's going to say now? Well, a is not the same as b, and b is indeed lower than a, so it's going to say 5 again. And to show you that it's actually working, let's change it up to 2, and when we run it, it's going to say 6. So this was a really quick intro into if statements, and the next statement that we're going to use is the else statement.